In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college football games happening on November 1st, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college football games after fully watching this video. One thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Virginia Tech versus Syracuse. The Syracuse Orange will host the Virginia Tech Hokies in an Atlantic Coast Conference showdown on Saturday afternoon at the JMA Wireless Dome. The Hokies, who stumbled through a rough start this season, have since rebounded with 3 consecutive victories, propelling them back into the competitive mix. For Syracuse, an early season surge was derailed last week following a decisive defeat. Last year, Virginia Tech thoroughly dominated Syracuse, cruising to a 38-10 win on home turf. Despite the change of venue this season, the Hokies are confident they can replicate last year's performance, setting the stage for an exciting and classic Atlantic Coast Conference matchup. Following last week's tough loss, Syracuse appears ready to cover the spread and might even pull off an upset. The Orange are led by one of the most seasoned quarterbacks in college football, whose experience is a key asset, despite occasional issues with ball security. Facing a Virginia Tech defense that has been inconsistent and far from dominant, the Orange have a prime opportunity to capitalize. Moreover, the Hokies have faced their own challenges on offense, often struggling to consistently move the ball. With home field advantage on their side, Syracuse is expected to ride the energy of the home crowd to a possible victory. Playing at home is likely to bolster the Orange defense as well, helping them rebound from last week's disappointment. Syracuse has had a solid season overall, and their passing offense has been a dependable element of their strategy. The Orange have demonstrated an ability to keep the chains moving consistently. Quarterback McCourt, coming off a difficult game, is expected to bounce back, alongside running back LaQuinn Allen, who was limited to just 32 yards against Pitt. Virginia Tech, meanwhile, has struggled to convert on third downs, and their pass protection has been vulnerable, leading to a susceptibility to turnovers. Given these factors, the Syracuse Orange to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The Orange are known for their pass-heavy offensive approach, but this strategy carries inherent risks, sometimes resulting in costly pick sixes for their opponents. While Syracuse's offense should have little trouble moving the ball against Virginia Tech, their defense may also face challenges in containing the Hokies. Virginia Tech's offense, though inconsistent at times, has experience on its side and is likely to find scoring opportunities on the road. As the season progresses, fans can expect improved offensive performances from both teams as they gain cohesion and continue to develop. Syracuse's pass-first philosophy has them among the most prolific passing teams in the nation, while Virginia Tech's defense has shown vulnerabilities to big plays. Syracuse has also been effective in sustaining drives and converting on key downs. The Hokies, averaging 30 points per game, rank in the upper half of the league in red zone efficiency, which has helped them keep games competitive. Historically, these matchups between Syracuse and Virginia Tech have been high-scoring affairs, with both of the last 2 games going over the point total. Fans can expect another shootout this weekend, with ample scoring opportunities for both sides. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Kansas State versus Houston. The Houston Cougars are set to host the number 17 Kansas State Wildcats in an exciting Big 12 matchup this Saturday afternoon at TDECU Stadium. The Wildcats are riding a wave of consecutive wins, positioning themselves near the top of the Big 12 standings and aiming to continue their impressive form. Houston, on the other hand, comes off a surprising win that has brought their season record to an even .500. Last year, Kansas State controlled this matchup with a decisive 41-0 shutout victory at home, and they'll be looking to deliver a similar performance on the road. Despite a packed schedule, this game promises to be one fans won't want to miss. The only previous meeting between these 2 teams took place just last season, with Kansas State overpowering Houston 41-0 at home. While Houston will benefit from playing at home this time, the outcome might still be difficult to shift in their favor. The Cougars have posted a 2-2 record both straight up and against the spread on their home field this year, showing they haven't gained a strong advantage when playing at home. Though Houston has managed 2 conference wins in their last 3 games, they've struggled in their losses, which have come by an average margin of 27 points. Kansas State, by contrast, is a tough opponent that exemplifies the strength of the Big 12 Conference. The Wildcats experienced a close call against Kansas last week, making this a good opportunity for them to reset and regain their momentum. Houston's defense will face a major challenge as Kansas State has proven they can win either by ground or air, quickly adjusting to exploit any weaknesses. Giddens, one of the top running backs in the nation, will be tough for Houston's rush defense to contain, as they've shown to be good, but not exceptional. Both teams faced Kansas earlier this season, with Kansas State narrowly edging out a win while Houston suffered a substantial 28-point loss. This signals that Kansas State is in prime position to capitalize on Houston's vulnerabilities this weekend. Kansas State is poised to recover from its recent tight game against Kansas and dominate in this road matchup against Houston. The Cougars rank among the nation's least productive offensive teams, a challenge worsened by multiple injuries to their offensive lineup. This makes it unlikely that Houston will keep pace with Kansas State's strong, balanced offensive attack. The Wildcats' ability to establish the run game will help them control the pace of play, manage the clock, and ultimately secure the game. As Kansas State continues to position itself as a Big 12 and potential national contender, this matchup provides an opportunity for a statement win. For these reasons, the Kansas State Wildcats to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. In their previous encounter, these teams combined for 41 points, though Kansas State accounted for all of them, falling short of the 60.5-point total set by oddsmakers. This season, the oddsmakers appear to have made adjustments in response. Kansas State's offense has been impressive lately, averaging 37 points per game over their last 4 outings. With one of the Big 12 seconds more balanced offenses, the Wildcats are well equipped to adapt to what's working during any given game, which has helped them average 33 points per game this season. Houston's offensive struggles, however, are a significant factor. With an average of just 14 points per game, the Cougars have been shut out twice this season and held to 14 points or fewer in 5 games. That said, they have managed to score 14 or more points in each of their last 3 games, suggesting a slight improvement. Some of Houston's better offensive performances have been at home, giving a bit of confidence that they'll contribute on the scoreboard. For these reasons, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Indiana versus Michigan State. The Indiana Hoosiers are set to travel to East Lansing this Saturday to face the Michigan State Spartans in a Big Ten showdown. Led by first-year head coach Curt Cignetti, the Hoosiers have impressed this season, boasting an 8-0 record after an impressive victory over the Washington Huskies last week. Meanwhile, Michigan State enters the game with a 4-4 record overall, including a 2-3 mark within the Big Ten Conference. The Hoosiers head into this matchup carrying significant momentum, propelled by their high-scoring offense and consistent double-digit victories. Indiana's offensive firepower has been a defining trait this season, consistently putting up strong point totals and dominating opponents. In contrast, the Spartans have struggled as they face stiffer competition. After a relatively easy schedule at the start, Michigan State's performance has faltered in recent weeks, adding an advantage for the Hoosiers in this matchup. Indiana is favored by a 7.5-point spread, which is relatively large, especially considering it's only their 3rd road game of the season. However, the Hoosiers have demonstrated their ability to cover the spread, achieving it in every game so far this season. Even their narrowest win, a 14-point margin, came last week against a strong Washington team, underscoring their consistent dominance regardless of opponent. One of Indiana's key strengths lies in their balanced offensive approach, which has allowed them to control the game effectively. They boast an impressive 51.28% conversion rate on 3rd downs, coupled with a 31.23 average in time of possession. This ability to sustain long, productive drives is likely to wear down Michigan State's defense, paving the way for continued scoring opportunities. The return of Indiana's starting quarterback, Rourke, only strengthens their offensive potential. Indiana has covered the spread in 7 consecutive games, solidifying their reputation as a team to back. While Michigan State does have a solid defensive foundation and has shown they can grind out competitive games, Indiana's consistency makes them hard to bet against. The Hoosiers remain undefeated, with a 7-1 record against the spread this season, and they've covered in 7 straight games as favorites. Furthermore, they've covered the spread in 4 consecutive games when favored by 7 or more points. On the other hand, Michigan State has been struggling to keep up offensively, averaging 19 or fewer points in 4 of their last 5 games. Given these trends, the Indiana Hoosiers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The point total for this game is set at 51.5, only slightly higher than the 49.5 average for Indiana's games this season. This reflects Indiana's high-scoring tendency as the nation's second-ranked team with 46.5 points per game, while Michigan State's defensive stats have taken a hit, especially in recent Big Ten matchups. Michigan State has allowed an average of 28 points over its last 4 games. Additionally, this is only the third game of the season where Michigan State has faced a total set in the 50 seconds, and they've trended toward the under with a 3-5 over-under record. Indiana has shown the ability to score high even on the road, clearing 40 points in both away games this season. Against a Michigan State defense that has struggled, Indiana might push past this point threshold again. For further context, the Hoosiers recently put up 56 points against Nebraska, underscoring their offensive explosiveness. Given Indiana's 6-2 over-under trend this season, this game is likely to have a much higher score than a typical Big Ten matchup. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.